Feel that for a moment. Do not dismiss it. That low, persistent heat behind your navel, the one that has been building for days, maybe weeks, it is not indigestion. It is not anxiety, not in the way you have been taught to name it. It is a pilot light, long dormant, that has just received a surge of fuel. You have felt it most acutely in the quiet hours, just before sleep, or in that disoriented moment upon waking, a warmth spreading through your gut that feels like a warning and an invitation all at once. You may have also felt it in your hips, a strange sense of restlessness, an inability to get comfortable, as if the very seat of your body, your foundation, is preparing to move. This is not in your head. This is the first echo of a cosmic event that has already happened, a wave that has been traveling toward you through space and time and has just now, in this moment, made landfall in your body. This is the signature of Mars and Jupiter, the warrior and the king, the blade and the throne, the impulse and the expansion. They have just passed each other in the sky in a rare and potent alignment, a conjunction that is less a meeting and more a celestial pact, a transfer of power. Think of it not as a handshake, but as two gods pressing their palms together, and the resulting shockwave is what you now feel churning in your solar plexus. This is not a gentle transit. Jupiter, the great magnifier, takes whatever it touches and makes it bigger, bolder, undeniable. And what it has just touched is Mars, the planet of action, of severance, of raw, unbridled will. Every suppressed desire, every righteous anger, every truth you have swallowed, every boundary you have failed to draw, Jupiter is now pouring gasoline on that Martian fire, and it is demanding to be seen. This is why you have been sleeping so restlessly. This is why you have felt a strange impatience with things that you have tolerated for years. A voice that whispers, "This is not it," has grown from a murmur to a roar. That voice is not self-sabotage. It is the sound of your own life force, amplified by this transit, telling you that the direction you have been traveling is no longer sustainable. The river has reached a dam, and for the next 72 hours, the pressure building behind that dam will become so immense that it will not break it. It will do something far more profound. It will begin to reverse the river's flow. I need you to stay with me, because what is happening is not about chaos. It is about correction. A great cosmic course correction is underway, and your life is one of the tributaries where this reversal will be most deeply felt. This is not happening to you. It is happening for you, at the request of a part of your soul that has been praying for a miracle, for a way out, for permission to finally turn back toward your own source. And permission has just been granted. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through why this is happening, how it will manifest in your body and your life, and what you must do to consciously align with this current before the gate closes. Especially if you carry the fire of Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or the deep, still waters of Scorpio in your chart. For you, this is not just a current. It is a tidal wave. But its power is meant to carry you, not drown you. Let us speak of the river. For generations, your life, your family's life, your ancestors' lives have flowed in a certain direction. It has carved a deep canyon of expectation, of tradition, of what is considered safe and acceptable. You were born into this river. You learned to swim in its currents. You learned which rocks to avoid, where the eddies were, how to navigate the predictable flow from the mountains of your youth to the sea of your future. You have done this well. You have been a good swimmer, but you have always felt the truth of the canyon walls, the feeling of being locked into a course that was set long before you arrived. You have looked up at the sky from the bottom of that deep gorge and wondered what lay beyond the stone walls. You have felt a pull, not forward toward the sea everyone is racing to, but backward, upstream, toward the quiet, mysterious source from which the river began. This pull is your soul's native frequency. And for most of your life, the sheer momentum of the river has made it impossible to answer. To turn and swim against that current would have meant exhaustion, struggle, and failure. It was not yet time. The conditions were not right. But now, with the meeting of Mars and Jupiter, the entire dynamic of the river has changed. Mars is the raw power, the seismic shift at the river's mouth that has suddenly blocked the exit. It is the force that says, no more. No more pouring your life force into an ocean of compromise. No more depleting yourself for a future that does not belong to you. And Jupiter is the great expansion, the phenomenal influx of water at the river's source. It is the grace that says, there is another way. It is the permission that swells the headwaters, creating a pressure so immense that the river has no choice but to recoil upon itself. It stops. For a brief, sacred period, there is an eerie stillness. This may be what you are feeling right now, a sense of suspension, of waiting. The world around you continues its frantic pace, but inside, you feel a profound and unsettling pause. This is the moment of equilibrium, the point between the old momentum dying and the new momentum being born. Do not mistake this stillness for emptiness. It is the held breath of the universe, waiting for you to make a choice. The ancient Babylonians, the first great stargazers, understood this better than anyone. They did not see planets as rocks in the sky. They saw them as the visible bodies of their gods, acting out a drama that had direct consequences on the Tigris and the Euphrates, the two rivers that gave their civilization life. When they saw Nergal, their name for Mars, the god of conflict and scorching heat, meet with Marduk, their Jupiter, the king of the gods, they did not predict simple good fortune. They predicted a change in the divine order. They knew it meant that a king was about to be given a sword, or that a warrior was about to be given a kingdom. It was a moment of profound transfer. Power was not just being amplified, it was changing hands. The authority you have been giving away to others, to a job, to a relationship, to a family expectation, to a fear, is being handed back to you. Mars is the will, but Jupiter is the authority to wield it. This is not the frenetic, desperate energy of a soldier on a battlefield. This is the calm, focused, world-altering power of a king who draws his sword once, and a new era begins. And this is what is being offered to you in this window. The authority to command the river of your own life. The authority to say, we are going in a different direction now, and to have the cosmos provide the current to make it so. You are not being asked to swim against the tide. You are being asked to turn around and let the new, reversed tide carry you. This is the great secret of this transit. The work is not in the struggle. The work is in the surrender to this new, unfamiliar, and profoundly liberating direction. It will feel strange. It will feel like you are going the wrong way, because everyone else in the canyon is still facing the old direction, confused by the stillness, bracing against the coming change. They will tell you that you are lost. They will tell you that you are making a mistake. They will not understand that the fundamental laws of this landscape have just been rewritten. Your body understands. Your body has been the first to receive the news. That heat in your solar plexus is the forge. It is the place where your new will is being tempered. The solar plexus, the Manipura chakra in the Vedic traditions, is the seat of your power, your identity, your autonomy. The heat is Mars, burning away the impurities of self-doubt, of people-pleasing, of indecision. It is incinerating the lie that you do not have the right to change your own mind. It is forging a spine of pure, molten certainty. For those of you with strong Aries or Scorpio placements, this heat might feel almost volcanic. You may feel a surge of anger, a deep frustration at the time you have lost. Do not be afraid of this fire. It is a cleansing fire. Let it burn. It is the fuel you will need for the journey upstream. For those with Leo and Sagittarius in your charts, this energy may feel less like a forge and more like a sunrise. A sudden, brilliant illumination, a moment of clarity so profound it feels like you have woken from a long dream. You are seeing the canyon walls for what they are. You are seeing the old current for the lie that it was. Jupiter is your ruling planet, Sagittarians, so this is a homecoming for you. It is the return of your faith, not in a dogma or a creed, but in the boundless possibility of your own life. Leos, this transit lights up your heart, reminding you that your greatest authority comes from your own creative joy. The river wants to flow back toward what brings you to life, what makes you feel seen, what allows your radiant heart to be the source. But for all of us, the physical manifestation is the key. The restlessness in your hips is the second sign. The hips, in somatic traditions, are the storehouse of our deepest, most unprocessed emotions. They are the bowl of the pelvis that holds our history, our trauma, our grief for the lives we did not live. The tension you feel there is the old stagnant water of the riverbed beginning to stir. It is the sediment of years of compromise being agitated by this new, incoming current. The impulse to stretch, to move, to walk, is your body's wisdom trying to release that old story. Do not sit still right now. If you feel that tension, get up and move. Walk, dance, stretch. Allow the physical body to begin the process of letting go, of preparing the vessel for the new water that is coming. This reversal statement is critical. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. The anxiety is not a sign of illness. It is a sign of awakening. The confusion is not a sign of being lost. It is the sign of the map being redrawn. Every system in your body and your life that was built to sustain the old current is now being put under immense pressure, and it is screaming in protest. This is why you may feel a sudden urge to end a relationship, to quit a job, to speak a truth you have held in silence for a decade. This is Mars, the severing blade, being handed to you by Jupiter, the king, who says, "Use this. It is time. You have my blessing." Think of the Persian warrior poets. They understood this dual nature of power and wisdom. There is a story of a great general, a man who had only ever known the forward momentum of conquest, the flow of his armies across the land. He was Mars incarnate. One day, he came to the court of a Sufi mystic, a master who sat in stillness, whose only kingdom was the boundless expanse of his own heart. Jupiter in human form. The general, full of arrogance, demanded the mystic teach him the secret of his power. The mystic simply smiled and handed the general a cup of tea. As the general reached for it, the mystic continued to pour, the hot tea overflowing the cup, scalding the warrior's hand. The general dropped the cup and roared in anger. "Why did you do that?" he shouted. The mystic replied, "Your cup is already full. It is full of war, of ambition, of the need to move forward. If you want what I have, you must first empty your cup." This transit is the universe overflowing your cup. It is creating a crisis, a moment of discomfort so undeniable that you are forced to drop what you are holding. You are being forced to let go of the life you thought you were supposed to live, the identity you thought you were supposed to maintain, the direction you thought you were supposed to travel. The scalding tea is a mercy. It is the grace of Jupiter and the fire of Mars working in concert to free you from a future that is no longer worthy of you. The feeling of being overwhelmed is the point. It is the mechanism of your liberation. And now we must speak of the unnamed truth. There is a decision you have been avoiding, a conversation you have been rehearsing in your mind but have never allowed to pass your lips, a path you know you must leave, but the perceived cost of turning back has been too high. You know what it is. As I speak these words, it rises in your throat. It is the name of a person, the name of a place, the name of a promise you made that has become a prison. For years, you have told yourself you could manage it, you could tolerate it, you could find a way to make peace with the slow draining of your life force. You have been a master of negotiation with your own soul. That time is over. The Mars-Jupiter conjunction has rendered all such negotiations null and void. The pressure to act on this truth will become unbearable over the next 48 hours. The universe is no longer asking. It is commanding. And the command is not coming from outside you. It is coming from the deepest part of your own being, a part that has been given a megaphone by this celestial alignment. It says, no more lies. Not the big, dramatic lies, but the small, quiet, soul-killing lies you tell yourself every day. The lie that you are happy, the lie that you are fulfilled, the lie that this is all there is, the lie that you do not deserve to go back to the source and begin again. This is the moment of emotional confrontation. You have to be willing to look at this truth without flinching. The river cannot reverse its course until you acknowledge the dam you have built with your own denial. Who or what is the dam? Name it, not out loud, just to yourself, in the stillness of your own heart. See it for what it is, a structure built of fear, a structure built to keep you safe in a river that was slowly killing you with its predictability. And you must offer that structure a strange kind of gratitude. It served its purpose. It got you to this exact moment in time, but its service is now complete. To keep it now would not be safety. It would be a tomb. This is not about blame. This is not about declaring war on your past or the people in it. That is the immature expression of Mars. The mature, Jupiter-infused Mars is the warrior who knows that the most important boundary to draw is the one within himself. The line between what nourishes his spirit and what depletes it. This is a declaration of sovereignty, not of war. You are simply stating a fact that has now become undeniable. My energy will no longer flow in this direction. It is not a negotiation. It is a statement of divine law, your own divine law, which has just been ratified by the heavens. The fear that comes up is real. The journey upstream is unknown. The old riverbed is familiar, even in its misery. The journey back to the source is a journey into the wilderness. But Jupiter is the god of faith and miracles. It is the promise that the journey upstream is not a journey into desolation, but a journey of reclamation. You are not moving toward nothing. You are moving toward everything you abandoned to fit into the canyon. You are going back to retrieve the parts of yourself you left on the shore so you could swim faster with the prevailing current. Your creativity, your wildness, your silence, your joy, they are all waiting for you upstream. And so we arrive at the practice, at the work, because this energy, as powerful as it is, demands conscious collaboration. It will reverse the river, but you must be the one to turn your boat around. If you do not, you will simply be tumbled backward, chaotically, into your future. But if you align, if you work with this current, you can navigate this reversal with grace and astonishing speed. This is a 3-day practice. It begins tonight. Tonight is the first stage, acknowledging the riverbed. You will need a piece of paper, a pen, and a bowl of water. The water should be still. This is important. It represents the moment of pause, the equilibrium we spoke of. Find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. Sit with the paper and pen and allow yourself to feel the full weight of the old current. Do not rush this. Let the grief, the frustration, the exhaustion of it all be present. And then, on that piece of paper, you will write down everything that belongs to the old river. Every compromise, every fear, every tolerated indignity, every lie. Be specific. Write the names, the places, the habits. Fill the page. Do not censor yourself. This is a sacred inventory of what is about to be washed away. This is not a letter you will ever send. This is a contract with yourself that you are now dissolving. When you are finished, when you feel that the page holds the full weight of the canyon, I want you to fold it. Fold it as many times as you can, making it small and dense. This is you, containing the story, holding it one last time, and then you will place it in the bowl of still water, and you will watch. The paper will resist at first. It will float, but slowly, inexorably, the water will begin to saturate the fibers. The ink may begin to bleed. The edges will soften. The tightly folded package will begin to dissolve. You will leave this bowl out overnight. You will say nothing. Your only job is to bear witness to the process of dissolution. This is you, acknowledging what was and allowing it to be unmade. You are giving the dam, your denial, a proper burial at sea, in the still waters of your own awareness. Tomorrow is the second stage, feeling the reversal. You will take the bowl of water with the dissolved paper inside it, and you will carry it outside. If you have a garden, a patch of earth, or even a potted plant, that is where you will go. You will pour the water onto the soil. As you pour, you will say these words aloud. What was? I return to the earth. The old debt is paid. The old story is complete. You are consciously returning the energy of the past to its source, not with anger, but with finality. You are emptying your cup. You are clearing the vessel. Then you will go back inside. You will take a clean, clear glass, and you will fill it with fresh, pure water. This is the water of the new current, the water flowing from the source. You will hold this glass in both hands, bring it close to your heart, and you will speak your new intention into the water. This is not a list of demands. It is a single, clear statement of the direction you now choose to flow. It might be, I flow toward my own truth, or I flow toward work that nourishes my soul, or I flow toward relationships of mutual respect and freedom. Choose the words that make the heat in your solar plexus burn with recognition, with a clean, clear flame. Speak it into the water. Let the vibration of your voice, your will, your Martian fire structure the molecules of that water. Then you will place this glass by your bed. You will not drink it yet. Tonight, you will sleep beside the physical embodiment of your future. You are allowing your dream state to acclimate to this new reality, to receive visions and guidance on the journey upstream. The third and final day is the day of action, the day of the first step. Upon waking, before you do anything else, you will take the glass of water from your bedside. You will hold it, feel its coolness, its potential, and you will drink it all. As you swallow, you are internalizing the new current. You are not just aligning with it, you are becoming it. It is now flowing in your veins, in your cells, in your spirit. The reversal is no longer an external event, it is an internal reality. And then, fueled by this water, this living intention, you must take one single physical step in the new direction. This is the Mars component. Intention without action is just a dream. This alignment of Mars and Jupiter demands embodiment. The step does not have to be monumental. You do not have to pack your bags and leave today. But it must be real. It must be something that breaks the inertia of the old pattern. Send the email you have been terrified to write. Make the phone call you have been dreading. Throw away one object that connects you to the past you are releasing. Sign up for the class you have been telling yourself you don't have time for. It must be a physical action in the real world that signals to the universe that you have turned your boat, that you are ready. This single act, this first paddle stroke in the new direction, is everything. It is the proof. It is the moment the held breath is released and the new current begins to truly move. The universe will rush in to meet that single step with a force and speed that will astound you. Opportunities will appear. Synchronicities will multiply. The right people will suddenly emerge, as if they were waiting for you just around the first bend of the reversed river. This is the promise of Jupiter. When you act with the authority of your own truth, the king blesses you with his boundless resources. He clears the path. He provides the miracles. You see, the last time a transit of this specific magnitude occurred, with Mars and Jupiter in this particular dialogue, was generations ago. Most people on the planet will sleepwalk through it. They will feel irritable, restless, and confused, and they will blame it on traffic or politics or a bad night's sleep. They will miss the invitation. They will stay in their boats, facing the wrong way, and wonder why they feel so stuck, so battered by a current they cannot see. But you will not. You will not miss it. The fact that you are here, listening to these words, is not an accident. It is evidence. It is proof that a part of you was already awake, already listening for the signal. Something in you recognized the sound of the river slowing before I ever named it. Something in your soul felt the change in pressure and guided you to a place where you could find the language for what was happening. You did not find this by accident. You were summoned. Your own higher self, your own deep inner wisdom laid a trail of breadcrumbs that led you to this moment, so that you would be prepared, so that you would understand that the coming disruption is not a punishment, but a rescue. A divine intervention you yourself requested in your quietest, most honest prayers. So I ask you now, as you stand at this threshold on the eve of this practice, what is the name of your new river? What is the source you are returning to? You do not have to know the entire map of the journey. You only have to know the name of the destination within you. Is it the river of truth? The river of courage? The river of creation? The river of peace? When you have completed the 3-day practice, I want you to come back to this space. And in the comments below, I want you to write, "The river flows home." That is all. You do not need to share the details of your journey unless you feel called to, but that simple declaration, "The river flows home," is a powerful act of energetic anchoring. It is a signal to yourself and to the universe that you have made your choice. And even more than that, it is a gift to every other person who comes here, lost and confused, feeling the chaos of the reversal. Someone beneath your words will find courage. They will read your declaration and understand that they are not alone in this journey upstream. Your courage will become their permission slip. Your single sentence will be a lighthouse in the fog. I have spent many hours, many days sitting with the ancient texts, observing the celestial mechanics, and listening to the subtle, energetic currents so that the course for you would be clear, so that the language would be precise, so that you would have a map for this sacred and time-sensitive window. This work is my offering. Your courageous action is your own. Now, breathe. Feel the heat in your core, but feel it differently now. It is not the heat of anxiety. It is the heat of readiness. It is the warmth of the engine ready to be engaged. Feel the restlessness in your hips, but feel it now as potential energy, the coiled spring of your own liberation, preparing to uncoil. You are not behind. You are not late. You have arrived at the turning point at the exact, perfect moment. The stillness is your friend. It is the sacred pause where all things become possible. The river is waiting for your command. It is waiting for you to turn your face toward the source, to pick up your paddle, and to take that first, brave stroke home. The entire cosmos is waiting to carry you. Do not let this moment pass. The gate does not stay open forever.